Thank you. Good evening, colleagues. It is so bittersweet to give a farewell speech. So I want to start by answering a question that I know is burning on many of your minds, which is, how on earth did Senator Parent turn out the way she did? And in all seriousness, I do want to talk a little bit about my parents and my upbringing. I certainly don't think that I would have ever entered public service without the two people who raised me being who they are. Two left of center parents with graduate degrees and a deep commitment to their faith in Alexandria, Virginia, right outside the nation's capital, is how I grew up. We were Catholic. We never missed Mass, no matter if we were traveling or when I was a teenager, I would go to the 5 p.m. Saturday, get it out of the way so I didn't have to get up early, but very committed to our Catholic faith. And the strain of, or section, I don't want to make it sound weird, of Catholicism of the church that I grew up within is a tradition that has always emphasized serving the least of these, as in Matthew 25:40. Devotion to the poor, immigrants, and those in need of grace. My father, Neil, spent 6 years in the seminary before deciding not to become ordained, which was a obviously huge stroke of luck for me and my sisters. And he went on to work for Catholic organizations for his entire career. So the faith I was raised in was very focused on serving others and on a moral obligation to prioritize the most vulnerable. My dad often said to us, don't filter life through what's in it for me. Always think of others. And so that was my childhood foundation. And I think that's what I took with me to adulthood. And that's why I wanted to be involved in public service. And there are, of course, many different ways. And I know we all have different views on the best way to accomplish helping those that I just listed. But for me, being involved in public service was a way that I could fulfill my desires to make a difference for folks who really need a hand up. Honestly, that's why I've voted no on all of our income tax cuts that have come through while I've been here. I worry about the widening wealth gaps that our country currently has. And I do believe that for those to whom much has been given, much is and should be expected. So life will never be equal, and I don't think that needs to be our goal. It's not realistic. But I do believe that government is essential to giving everyone a fair shot. I want every Georgian to have a fighting shot to reach his or her full potential. And that belief has guided the work I've tried to do in this chamber. It's one of the reasons I've cared a lot about our schools, our public schools. I've tried to, with some of the issues that I tried to advance, work on strengthening dual enrollment and expanding access to childcare and early childhood education, driven by my belief that those are areas, things within our control, that really are a place to make a huge difference in allowing someone to get a leg up in life, no matter where they're born or to whom. So, like all of us, I came here to try to solve problems. And I know we don't always agree on the way to do it, but that's okay. One thing I have grown more concerned about over the years I've served, and it's been 14 total years over a period of 16 years, is that I see our system disintegrating in how well it reflects the priorities of everyday voters. It is worse than when I first got elected. And by everyday voters, I'm talking about people who are working hard and raising a family and don't have time to come advocate on the ropes and don't have time to read the newspaper, and they don't spend all day on social media. They are just living their lives. Our system now, with the way the media is fragmented, social media in particular, and the way this building is set up and the way the incentives for all of us are set up, is real great at making sure that people in the halls have a voice, real great at making sure that loud, but sometimes quite extreme activist groups have a voice, that big donors have a voice. But it's not so great at making sure that I say it all the time to y'all, I'm like a broken record, that sort of broad 60 to 70% of voters that are in the middle of the ideological spectrum, it's not doing a very good job anymore at making sure that those priorities are centered. Look, we've had money in politics for a long time, we've had gerrymandered districts for a long time, and partisanship. But those forces, to me, are amplified more than I've seen before through this media environment and through social media. It rewards the most extreme voices, and let's face it, we haven't yet, most of us, these are part-time jobs, we have a whole lot coming at us. I don't think most of us have really grappled with the fact that in order to do our jobs well, you just are going to have more conflict with your own people and ride out mobs that attack you online. It's the path of least resistance is just doing the go along, get along. And listen, I count myself in that. It's hard. But I think in order for our system to survive in this age, we all have to grapple with having more courage to go against the people sometimes that are in the halls, the activists in our districts, and be ready to take criticism from online mobs that are not representative of the voters. So life is short, and I have loved almost every minute of my service. Representing the hopes and futures of 200,000 people has been deeply meaningful and a deep honor. There is more that I would probably like to do for Georgians, so who knows, maybe somewhere down the road there will be some office or campaign that gets my blood going. But for now, I am very excited for a new chapter, a new challenge, and also to be a better mom to my children. I want to thank just a couple people. There's no way with the amount of time I have to thank everyone who deserves it. But my parents, whose unconditional love allowed me to have the abilities to seize what life's opportunities brought me. The senator from the 22nd, thank you for the partnership we have had. There is no one that I would rather have been on this 12-year journey with than you. I am so proud of the work that we have done to build our caucus. I only had 2 assistants in 12 years, Stephanie Tanner and Paige Terhune. And if I ever looked like I had it together, it was because of them. And then to all my staff over the years, thank you for your hard work, your wisdom, your friendship, and for working for a lot less pay than you deserved. And most importantly, thank you to my husband, Briley, our boys, Brooks and Reed. Public service asks a lot of families, and my husband has been a reluctant participant in all my time away. But I never could have done it without his support. And to all of you, we have our disagreements, but I have true affection for every single one of you. I do like to think of us as a family, a very dysfunctional family, but a family nonetheless. Politics is and always will be foremost about relationships, and all of you have left a mark on me. I didn't grow up in Georgia, but I need to say thank you to Georgia and to this body. Georgia is the state that has given me the opportunities of my adult life. We live in a remarkable state that has been a leader throughout history in so many different ways. While I may always in some ways be a Virginian at heart, it is here in Georgia that I found my home. Thank you for your friendship and your support over all these years. I'll miss y'all.